My name is Charles Kuster. I'm a research meteorologist and I work at the University of Oklahoma. So my research focuses on weather radar and what we can learn about severe storms and how to better forecast those severe storms using the radar data. So in Oklahoma, in order for us to see what the weather is doing, we have a really powerful tool called the Oklahoma Mesonet, which is basically a network of 120 stations scattered across the state of Oklahoma. Each station has a 30-foot tall metal tower that has instruments scattered all across that tower. So we have things like thermometers to measure the temperature, we have barometers to measure pressure, we've got rain gauges to see how much rain has fallen, we have something called an anemometer, which measures the wind speed and direction. And so with all of those different instruments and more, we can make maps of what the weather is doing in Oklahoma. So we can see cold fronts moving across the state. We can see how cloudy it is. We can see how much rain has fallen in the last day, week, month, or even year. And so all of that data is actually available to everyone at mesonet.org. So you can see what the weather is doing at your location. There's actually at least one of these stations in every single county in Oklahoma. So you can see which one's closest to you, and then you can use that to see how the temperature has changed throughout the week. So if we don't get a lot of rain, something called drought develops. And so this can have impacts on the land, like trees and vegetation. We can have our reservoirs get low, which means maybe we have less drinking water or less water to put on our yards. So basically, whenever there's a lack of rain, we can have impacts from what's called drought. Citizen science is basically anybody who's interested in science helping scientists study parts of the natural world. So you could help scientists study the weather, or study the stars, or study rocks. Basically, you don't have to be a scientist to help with science. So there are a couple examples I'll talk about with citizen science. One is called the Community Collaborative Rain, Hail, and Snow Network, or CoCoRaHS for short. Basically, volunteers across the country have a gauge like this, and they can tell scientists how much rain fell in their backyard, which really helps us to better understand the weather and better predict the weather. There's also something called the NASA Globe Observer app. So you can download this app on your phone, and you can tell scientists about things like clouds and land cover and even mosquitoes. Every observation matters. If you take a weather journal, you can help meteorologists, because all of our tools, we've talked about the Mesonet, we talk about radar, they have limitations. And the more data that we have, the more observations we have from you, the better we can understand the weather, and the better, therefore, we can predict the weather.